Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hello. Okay. I have been doing a lot of brainstorming lately, especially when it comes to, my listeners who have been with me since almost 250 videos ago. I'm literally going to be hitting it right around the first of the month. So, yay. I'm happy. I'm excited. But anyway, whew, 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 whew. And I know, yeah, I'm messy. My YouTube channel is as messy as my life, but okay. If you feel like we have a connection, like with my real life stories, the current events, the politics, and the dating nightmares, which I just started a Patreon. Yes, I have a lot of stuff to add to my previous episodes, whatever, but I'm going to be showing the screenshots of real life guys who, because I have standards on my dating profiles, because a lot of men hate that I have 3 degrees and 3 certifications, and I say it a lot because a lot of people, since I have a disability, since I am black, a lot of people tell me black people aren't smart, black people can't do this, or having a disability. I've literally had guys beg for me to either go out with them or go on dates or like start talking to them, but it's like most of them know that. I tell them first off that I have a disability, but then some of them, they say I don't sound like or I don't look like I have a disability. But yeah, you if you've been listening, you already know the episodes that I'm talking about. But when idiotic men have the nerve to tell me that since I have a disability, just stay home, don't go out, and especially one of the guys that said this, he is on the spectrum. He is on the spectrum. He begged me for a week, during COVID, during the pandemic. We talked on the phone for months. Every single day, he would talk to me. He would start the conversation. He would keep saying how amazing of a woman I am and how he cannot believe that I'm not swooped up and everything like that. And I told him what my diagnosis is. I told him my disability, and he knew my nightmare story of the lazy, no good, ignorant, stupid, idiotic, poorly educated doctors who told me the pain was in my head. I was making it up. I was lying, and all this other stuff or whatever. But then he comes to my house like once COVID, vaccinated, all that other stuff or whatever. He asked me out on a date, picks me up, and it's like I know I've already told the story, but it kind of goes into what I'm talking today. But yeah, once he saw me, all of a sudden, you need to stay home. There's like you have no point going out. You It's like, yeah, just get money from the government. And this is hilarious. Do you know how many people, especially the privileged European Americans, tell me, since I've seen your disability, since I see the pain or the situation you're in, just stay home. Live off the government. Excuse me. But then when I tell them what my goals and dreams about me writing my books and stuff like that, oh, you don't need to do that. Oh, but who's going to help you? I'm doing it myself. Oh, you can't do that. Shut up. They're lucky I'm a Christian. They're fortunate, they're blessed that I'm a Christian woman because the words that I want to come out of my mouth, it's like I have a very good toll booth that those words can't afford to come out of my mouth because I have respect for myself. And it's like I try to have myself at a higher class. I'm not saying I'm never going to say them to people because there are some people who are so disgusting, awful, bigoted, and demeaning that, yeah, my brain, my mouth, my heart, we're just like, you know what, girl, we're going to give you a freebie. We're going to give you a freebie. Or actually, we're going to give you like 5 free minutes. Do what you do. Be petty. Go at it. But it's like I like being petty with clean words because sometimes I have dry humor. I'm very petty. I'm very creative. And that's a triple threat that people cannot. It's delicious. Trust me, it's delicious. And because especially when I was like in the classroom with the K through 8th graders and middle schoolers, ooh, there were sometimes I would say things and like a couple of the students they would get it after five to 30 seconds, but some of the students it took them half the day. I've had students come back to me, did you mean this? Like, yes, I did. It's like real like it took you 3, 4, 5 hours to figure that out. Yes, that's what I meant. Oh, oh my gosh, for the love of these kids need breaks from tablets. But I mean, I've had it with college students too. I don't care. It's like, yeah, they're grown too. So sometimes I upgrade it. I do it to the point where like, oh, you think you're an adult? You tell me that since I have a disability that I must be more stupid than you, that I must not be able to have a quote unquote real job, that professors only do the jobs because they can't. But then I remember one student had the nerve to say that, and this was like week 2 or 3. But then sometimes I do my presentation of my what I do or how I'm starting my business and about my disability and why I'm starting so late in life or whatever. But I think that's one semester I didn't until week 3 because it was just like the weather was crazy, and then I had students like coming in, and yeah, so it wasn't until like week 3. But week 2, a student had the nerve to tell me that because I have a disability, that I am of no use. And it's like, do you know how many times I've heard that in my life? Even doing promotional modeling, people have told me, well, we don't want to put you on a plane. Or, well, are you going to really walk like that? Oh, well, people aren't going to pay attention to you because of how you walk. They're not going to, like, you have a great presence, but your walking is going to be a distraction. And why don't you just, why are you still working? Have you looked at other options? And yeah, that's how a lot of them won't talk. Yeah, so yeah, it's the Beckys, it's the Karens. Yeah. But yeah, so then I don't know, it's just a lot of people degrade and put down people with disabilities. And I mean, I have so much catching up to do because yeah, I have a lot of children's books and that are in development. It's like, but trying to get my life together, trying like physical therapy, all the health stuff, and I like some like now that 47's in office or whatever, people are like, oh my gosh, you so amazing, like, but then they want to take food stamps away, they want to take different government assistance away or whatever. But what about other people with disabilities or other people who have a hard time working? It's like 47 didn't put a let's first find out who really needs the help or who's taking advantage. He's taking it away from everybody, but people are celebrating. People are creating videos. You're gonna have to find a job now. Oh, I don't feel bad for you. Oh, you guys are lazy. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. And it's just like, um, what about people who've been denied work because the companies don't have elevators? Or what about people who are in pain for 3/4 out of the day? Like sometimes it takes hours for their medication to activate. And how about the people who have to be on medications, but then the medications make them drowsy? So then they go to work or they have to drive for it. Like, so some people, because I've gotten to know quite a few people with disabilities, I know some people who go to work on like a 9 to 5 and or not even a 9 to 5. It's like even working for Amazon or all that and those places or whatever. And some people, they wake up in pain, get ready in pain, drive to their job in pain before they take their medication because their medication will start getting them drowsy. And sometimes it takes forever for coffee or any type of caffeine. So it's better to at least get to their job without being drowsy. Because one guy, even he mentioned how he almost got into an accident. And so it's just like some people, they're bragging and they're running around like, we took these people's benefits, we took it. Oh yeah, we're so amazing. And then they go to church and they say amen. They say hallelujah. They say how great God is. Then they take their communion cup and everything and their little cracker. They do all of that. When I don't feel, yeah, I'm not gonna, don't worry, this is not a religious channel. I I only bring it to light because I I mean, I've questioned my church for years, especially while in college, and or when I was allowed to start questioning them in college, while taking like anthropology, women's studies, and English classes, and doing more reading and research. And then with the internet and then documentaries, like I've watched so many documentaries on different topics. I realized I was just being brainwashed. I was full on being brainwashed. And especially with how my mother was trying to get me married to somebody, I think it's the type of guy she wished she married. That's going to be another episode, but yeah, I'm going to talk about that very, very soon because remember, Valentine's month, yeah, February. So it's going to be a lot of African American topics for February, and dating nightmares, horrific, awful men who either try to call me trans because I'm not going to be submissive and I'm not going to obey them. Oh, yeah, and as a guy, going to be talking about the whole submissive things because some things have been going on lately, and it's just, I'm like, you men want to be alpha men, they want a woman, but then they say and do these stupid things, and or they follow or listen to like RFK Jr. 47, and oh, what's that podcaster's name that is like 47 interviewed with, and then everyone got mad when Kamala did, and I was just like, I'm like, I'm kind of I don't know, it's just like when people say I'm not gonna vote for her because she didn't get on his shit, like shut the, really, really. I'm just, it just shows the ignorance, arrogance, and so okay, I'm just gonna move on from that subject because just even a lot of people get like, or especially a lot of black men on dating apps would write me and tell me about how they have issues or had issues with Kamala and her marketing style because you're like all these celebrities and stuff, and I'm like, 47 had how many celebrities even, like, ew, Kanye's like ex-girlfriend, like whatever she was, get up on a stage for him, Hulk Hogan, and like that comedian who said, called like Puerto Rico a trash, like come on now. It's like people kept telling me, it's like, and it's crazy because they kept saying that it was wrong for Kamala, but then I was like, what about 47? Oh well, that's just how he is. What? What? So anyway, yeah, it's like I don't know. This is just kind of an odd episode, but it's just been a lot of brainstorming lately, especially when it comes to DEI, when it comes to what a black woman is allowed to do compared to a European American. It's like they let European American men get away with everything. They allow them to do so much, and then they don't have to even be qualified. They don't have to be qualified for the position. A black woman, yeah, it's like they have to be tenfold because even with her experience, they kept calling her dumb, kept calling her idiot. they kept saying so many degrading, awful, terrible things. Even like I keep saying it because I can't forget it. And some people, especially like some Republicans, like they never said this. So then when I slide that video, well, you're taking it out of context. When they said that she needs to go back to her pimps, and it's just like how poorly educated are you? How dumb are you? Really, really. But it's just to the point where I don't. It's just women, black women, and women with disabilities. We always have to over prove ourselves. But then people always look at us like we are worthless or worth less than them. Because as a black woman with a disability, they think I'm worthless. It's like, and it's crazy how, like, I guess since I'm older and it's more obvious, like my sister sees it now. She sees how people look at me, stare at me. And I wish we can go back to some of the students from Oakland University so we can show them that I was telling the truth, because everyone used to say that I was a liar. I was making it up. Yeah, well, now what? Going to job interviews, they blamed me for my walking. They kept telling me, go back home and learn how to walk. Go to a doctor and see if he can get you fixed. Talk to me like I was a dog or something. But when it comes to DEI, and I've talked about this a few times and I'll keep talking about it, because especially now they're taking away help from, like, I guess I'm fortunate that I have my degrees and certifications, and I am, it's like I'm working on projects that, because I will never rely on just a job. And like even back when like I did substitute teaching while doing promotional modeling, while doing restocking of shelves and planograms, and like what else did, like I worked, like I hustled like nobody's business. And even when I was doing the planograms, I was in pain. I was in so much pain. And no one, like, I mean, doing promotional modeling, I was in pain, but especially like as the years got, like I did planograms a little later, and I was in absolute pain. But I kept going, I kept working. So when people try to tell me you should just stay at home, just shut it. Shut it. Be quiet. The thing is, like, I want to work. And the fun, like, I keep saying the funny thing is because it's really amusing. It's funny. It's delusional. It, like, when people just say that people with disabilities should just stay home. And but then like with my college students, when I show them what I'm working on, when I show them my projects, or even when family members who didn't think much of me, they try to start looking me up, and then they all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I just saw your products on Amazon. How long did you do this, honey? Who helped you? No one helped you. Or no one helped me. No, well, did your sister must have helped? Like, mm-hmm. Like when people try to bring up my perfect sister, I'm just like, be quiet now. I'm like, no, she did not help me. Oh, well, let me call her. I know she helped you. And with one of my family members, I'm like, you call her and ask her, and you better never contact me ever again. Not even at my funeral. You better never call me. What do you mean your funeral? None of your business. Be quiet. And I was like, you better not show, like, because I told her, I will haunt your house. I will haunt the mess out of your house. It's like, because with one of my novels, I've been looking at haunting documentaries and like in the study of ghosts and stuff like that. So for me, I'm just like, I am well trained. Petty tastes delicious, and I will haunt the mess out of your house. So, yes, I did it. I don't even care. But anyway, it's just frustrating when people think that just because, well, some people think because I'm black I can't do, some others think because I have a disability I can't do, and then since I'm a black woman with a disability, they for sure, it's like when I show my books or products and the even like my reading bingo cards. I remember I showed one guy that I was like getting to know, and he was like, I know you didn't make these on your own. Did you use AI? No, that okay. I was like, that's insulting, right? Well, I know you didn't create this on your own. It's like I was like, you can't be this creative. Huh. So then I blocked him, and then he found me on one of the social medias, and then he wouldn't leave me alone. So then I had to block him again, and then he found me on LinkedIn, and I had to block him again. Yeah. And so I kind of say all of this because with DEI, it's crazy how many European American women now are writing videos or creating videos now talking about how they're laid off and they don't know what to do. And they can't believe that it's because of DEI because they thought it was going to be people like me. And they thought it was only going to be people like me when it's European American women who benefited from it the most. I repeat, the most. And so I'm going to do another full episode about my ex's Mr. No Heart's mother, Mrs. Masher, because she was the one who said the only reason you got into college is because you're black, when her herself and her daughters, they got their jobs in college because they're European American women. They benefited the most. They want to put me down. They want to judge me. But her son dropped out. And one day I'll talk to a therapist about it, but because part of me is like, is it jealousy? Because whenever she could bring up Candace Owens, whenever she can bring up Fox News, whenever like even an African American committed a crime, and then she would try to get my perspective, but she really wanted to brainwash me or tell me how black people are the problem of the country. When my ex would brag about never celebrating African American month and how at his school they never studied African American history, and he said he didn't know what the point was. But then when I would tell him about some things in history, he would tell me I was making it up and I was lying. So then I literally had to Google and give him the article and show him, but then he would just click off. He was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And it's like, okay, so you're not willing to learn. You see you're arrogant, ignorant, poorly educated, naive, just like your mother. You keep saying that your Republican family members are idiots, they're dumb and stupid, but then it looks like you enjoy staying in their ignorance, stupidity, and just bigotry with them. You say you're a Democrat, but you enjoy swimming in bigotry. You say I bring up good points sometimes, and sometimes when we bump into racism together, but it's just crazy how a lot of people have only pictured people like me with DEI when most companies figure out ways to not hire me. They figure out ways to exclude me. They don't imagine me being capable or able, even though it's like on top of all of my education, busting my tush off for my education. It's like with my disability, learning how to be fully independent, capable, and trying to do as much as I can without, I repeat, without other people, because I want to be fully independent. I don't want to rely on other people. I don't want them thinking that I don't want to do anything. But then it's really crazy because even with certain and I'm going to do a whole episode on the ignorance of our American health system, because some people think, oh, and then even with Purdue University, that's stupid, idiotic. Like, and this is in my opinion, but Purdue University is the idiotic, naive, stupid, bigoted type of educational platform that is just filled with just naive ignorance, bigotry, stupidity. Is for the poorly educated. Is to keep you poorly educated. But it's because they have the nerve to say that America has the best healthcare system. No, we don't. No, we don't. And then it's like 47 wants to turn Canada into a state. Idiot. But in my opinion, idiot. But he was like, you won't pay as much in taxes. Yeah, because then you're going to put them on America's healthcare system. And then they're going to have to pay a lot more money for health care and the possibility of being denied health care that they need. How much sense does that? No, it's like if you were trying to ask me and I had a country, like, I'd be like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Come on now. Remember Luigi? Remember Luigi? Come on now. Yeah. But it's like we don't hear about him anymore. I won't forget. But when you create a health system where I am in need for things so I can be independent, so I can work and everything like that, but then I'm denied, or I'm told that I can only get things for in the house. I can only be able to get things that I'm going to use in the house. But I'm just like, so don't you want me to work? Don't you want me to pay taxes? You want me to pay taxes, but you don't want me to work. How? I'm confused. Like, what? And so that's the part of our country that is just so backwards. You're only going to help me in the house, even though I am trying to work. But then you're also trying to make sure people aren't able to work at home. So if I can't drive, how can I go to work? You want me to only be at home, but then people call people like myself lazy. And then other people with disabilities who are in need for health care and food stamps and things like that, you celebrate that you're taking food from them when your health care doesn't allow them to be able to be given the chance to work, to leave the house. You literally try to trap them inside the house. And now you don't want a lot of jobs to offer at home. Well, I mean, I'm just guessing. It kind of sounds like that, but maybe it's not true. We'll see. I hope, because, well, anyway. This is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you can put one of your favorite lunch items in the description, or even tell me your opinion with DEI, or what you want to learn or know about it, or your situation with it, or anything like that, because a lot of people are just now, they voted one way because they thought DEI meant only people like myself. But now they're getting a reality check, and petty does taste delicious, but empathy, I do have some empathy at the same time, because they are poorly educated. They are highly, highly poorly educated.